Were you surprised when you saw these coming out? I mean, obviously some pretty standard picks coming out from them, but they haven't picked it yet.
Smiling? What trigger happy?
Have us. A long time ago. Do you feel like this team is performing really good with the crowd's energy? Is that why you guys can't lose on some of these heroes?
I mean, crowd is amazing. People are so good to us. Like, we love it, and it's really why we're doing this at the end of the day, especially the old-timers, Maroon, Sumail, myself.
"30 seconds to battle."
All right, Mr. Kuro, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up one more time for Kuroki and Nigma? As we head in to game one of this elimination series.
What we all came for.
Thank you very much there, Slacks and Kuroki, as indeed we're ready to get into the action here of game one between Xtreme Gaming and Nigma Galaxy. Folks, exciting stuff going down in the draft. Of course, Nigma Galaxy very much getting all their strengths. Xtreme getting some of their older strengths, you know, some stuff that we're not seeing here, but not, especially the sniper, right? This is not a surprise. XM, one of the best on this hero.
Still wild to see that it took this long in the tournament to have it come out when we're seeing a lot of these. I mean, some of these mid laners that do suffer, right? A lot of Puck Invoker that can suffer versus something like that Sniper. But let's see, because I've talked to a lot of the pros here, and a lot of them have, I mean, mostly the same opinion on the Sniper. They are unsure how to really build the hero nowadays. The damage just feels a bit lackluster, but let's see what the Master is going to be able to do on it. XM, sure. But we have to look at everything else, of course, too. We have a lot of very flashy things coming into this game. We have ET, I have to mention him, one of my favorites. Love to see this hero. But ending up with the CK last pick into a lot of traditional counters. He's playing into Invoker, which literally was one of the best counters for so long versus that CK. And they get a last pick Underlord versus that CK too, which is pretty difficult,
I'm very excited to see what Arme is going to be able to pull off on this hero, as it's definitely not something that other teams would be going for.
Yeah, and he went for the fundamental forging. So to point this one out, you know, since we never get to see this hero, the facet lets you get neutral items from the next tier, which could be pretty interesting if you can get like the serrated shiv, right? I think the one that most of these cores like to have early on. We'll have to see what he does prioritize with that.
So, I mean, with this sort of lane setup, what do you sort of expect for him down here on the CK? Is it an easy lane, or could we see Nigma Galaxy pushing Arme out?
They could definitely put some pressure onto him too, but he does have an ET, which can soak a lot of pressure at times. Does mean the ET can get caught and die down here, but perhaps it could secure the lane a little better for Arme. But double melee into this Underlord, absolutely. Nuke can have a great time.
Oh, they're gonna get the cogs down here. Sunstrike coming in as well. XG, they're in trouble. Nigma Galaxy, they're gonna be able to clean up the both of them. Oh dear, that's not the hot way to start things. At the same time up top, it's going to be another loss here for XG. They lose a third hero. Nigma Galaxy striking hot.
Beautiful cogs coming in from Omar, catching the two of them. Noob is at plus 70 damage now. The dream to start your lane. Double melee into Underlord can definitely be problematic. Double strength melee as well, right? So that Firestorm, super effective if you can get in that type of connection.
Yeah, not easy for these two to trade.
No.
When they try and step up.
Once they hit 3 on the Elder Titan, that's when he's got his power peak. He can trade a lot easier, but versus Clockwork, Clock has traditionally and almost always been one of the better counters versus Elder Titan in the lane as well. These little battery assaults can be very disruptive, burning his mana with the cogs as well too. So let's see how XG can stabilize things after giving up very early double kill.
And just the fact that, as we saw, you know, there's always going to be that easy setup for Sumail to throw in a Sunstrike as well. So Xtreme, they've got to be very cautious down here on this safe lane.
Sumail will find himself a D-ward in that mid lane, since some of the hits from XM were on the high ground. Nice one from him.
And looking up at the top lane. And, you know, once again, Troll coming through, still has a pretty incredible win rate so far here at the tournament. Looks like a good Troll game, or what is there to sort of counter him this time?
It looks like a pretty damn good troll game. Yeah, sure, he can get kited a bit with some of the, you know, chain stuns, and there are some funny interactions that can happen with Elder Titan, of course, too, just controlling him during his entire battle trance, but yeah, looks pretty solid overall, right? Being able to switch between that melee and range form versus Mars is always going to be really effective. And mid-game, I think we've seen what the power of what the troll can do. Although he did lose, I think it was both games yesterday, right? So after having that 100% win rate,
I think we did get a couple. We definitely got at least one.
he won, I know he won one of the ones later on, but
it's
way.
Definitely not 100% anymore. It's going to fall pretty low here. Another blast comes in. Sunstrike is at the ready if Sumail feels that he can maybe line something up. It's not even going to be needed. Yeah, GH, he's got it alone.
And
runs Jingqiu out of the lane.
And it's really cool to point out how they did the laning setup, right? We can go back a little bit and how Nigma decided to do these lanes. Having the Pugna up here with this troll, it's going to ensure the lane a lot easier for him. Just, I think we mention it every time with Pugna, one of the best, if not the best harasser in terms of laning phase. Even if he's versus Snapfire,
just
bit of a sneaky setup here. They've got the Tornado and the Cold Snap. Bites up for Omar to TP in and trap XM in the cogs. XM will get back up at Jingqiu. Tries to stand his ground and turn it. Brings Sumail down. Can he do it? He can.
He does.
He'll bring Sumail down first, XM, but will still fall.
Another
Omar
TP.
should be able to get away from Jingqiu. GH coming in to make sure that Nigma Galaxy don't lose a second hero. So end up in the 1-for-1. Not quite able to cancel the south there either. But yeah, for Xtreme, they get that kill first. XM able to have enough damage to bring Sumail down in time.
A clever play, though, from Sumail. Usually don't see this too often, right? Getting the Wex point early, trying to get this setup. Does, of course, you know, he dies first, but just on top of things, looking for these early movements. I think we've seen this from Omar so many times from Nigma. I think most of the time he's playing like the Bane, so it's a lot easier for him to just naturally rotate, but yeah, impressive stuff. Is Omar bottom, X-Nova in the cogs.
See what they can do here. Arme ready to step across as well. Sunstrike coming in, finishes off X-Nova. Sumail takes him down. Stun alone, not enough damage to kill Omar. Omar's going to be fine, and Arme taking huge hits here from Noob.
I think he actually saved him with that Lotus. I think it was exactly enough HP.
As the damage came in from the vault.
As it came in. I think it was literally split second. I'd have to look exactly again, but it almost looked perfect.
Top lane Ghost. He's feeling the pressure here, but we'll get the whirling axes off. And
Courier has been killed.
able to survive against these two.
There's just a lot of stuff going on in this early game. In 6 minutes, action aplenty. Lanes already being broken as we see.
Now, definitely in the mid, though, whilst attention is drawn elsewhere. I think, you know, one of the reasons as well we saw Sumail try and go for that attempt with Omar TPing in is because if this gets left as a 1v1, the pressure from XM is adding up.
Absolutely.
It's much harder for sort of Sumail to step up. Now, level 3 shrapnels are online. Yeah. XM ready to keep that wave shoved in.
Really strong matchup for the sniper versus that invoker, especially in this early. Of course, things have perhaps changed with this new Dominator build, because now you actually have extra armor on the Invoker, which could make a pretty big difference in terms of harassment, but XM is whittling the tower down. It's down to about half HP in the mid lane, just from him constantly poking, so could definitely see another, perhaps, Tornado move come in, where they want to try for a rotation on him.
And talking about Dominator builds, what are we going to see from Arme on the CK? Is it going to be
standard?
You think you're still just picking up the armlet?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not armlet versus all this percent damage, but something like Echo or armlet, one of these early items. Omar's in.
Here's the setup.
The Tornadoes.
Easily now allowing Omar to close in onto XM. XM will be able to break his way out of the cogs, and he's going to be fine. Now he's actually able to maybe turn with the shrapnels down onto Omar. Here comes the assassinate. It's coming in. Bam! XM takes him down. It's at the point, right? Because XM has been able to play the lane as well as he has. It's not easy to gank him, even when you get such a clear-cut setup with this Tornado, Cold Snap into the control and damage of the Clockwork. It's not quite enough. XM survives and proving to be a very difficult gank now at this point.
If it's almost any other player on Sniper, likely to die, but XM, he is the master of this hero. He pushes it to the limits, immediately just starts poking the tower again. No hesitation, half HP, who cares? Trying to bring any attention onto that mid lane. He just keeps pinging it. Yeah, he's like, I'm hitting the mid tower, guys.
He's getting a lot out of this.
He's gonna bring it down eventually, so let's see how they want to react. He's actually calling for his 2 supports to play around the power rune as well. This tower is going down.
See this early movement as well. They also have Ghost coming down to this bottom lane as he's come through the gates. GH and Omar starting to push Arme away. So at least with the presence of the four of them, they'll be able to push onto the tier 1 tower. But indeed, this tier 1 mid going down very, very early here to XM.
It is absolutely dead. Sumail also, deep wards being placed.
Let their middle tower fall.
Hopefully that's just to block the camp. But Sumail, he does have his Dominator finished, but loses his tower at 8 minutes.
Dyer's top tower
A
is
pretty
under
big deal. It's going to open up potential movements, or perhaps for XM, as he's going to find an amp damage. This is a big rune.
And indeed, build-wise for Arme, no surprises. As I say, we'll stick to the armlet this game.
Do it. Okay.
So, nothing too crazy.
Probably just can't not go armlet, I guess, on CK.
It's just that value.
Yeah.
The Phantasm.
There is quite a bit of percent damage, though, so we'll have to watch versus that Firestorm.
And because how active do you think Arme is going to be? Is this a game where you get the armlet on the CK and you're turning up to fights? Or is it going to be armlet into the BKB or something and then you go?
It just doesn't look like the easiest CK game, so it feels like you might have to just sit back and farm. Because there's just a lot of spells that are excellent versus all the Pugna spells, actually, majority of the heroes, to be completely honest with you. So we'll have to see what he wants. See the Tumbler's toy.
That's playing XM, ready to move around the map. Uses power to pressure some of these other side lane towers. He's actually going to come back in with the TP towards the mid, as they do want to make sure that Nigma Galaxy doesn't get the chance to put the pressure in. Omar's gone a bit deep here, as XM and Xnova will quickly deal with him. Another kill for XM, as he'll now be in position to hold the defense and ensure that Nigma Galaxy just aren't really getting any damage at all, really, onto this tier 1 tower. XM being able to pressure and hold the mid very well in this opening 10 minutes.
It's really interesting how they're doing this at the last 2 days of the tournament, right? Switching things up. They have, of course, the CK as their quote-unquote carry, but it does feel like XM is going to be that true carry in the mid lane, being given all the space, pretty much everything in the world.
I mean, absolutely right. In these sort of fights, if it sort of ends up with Arme just being on the front lines and dying, it's not going to be the end of the world for Xtreme, because indeed, XM can be that sort of carry from the mid as the sniper.
I think that perhaps is what he's maybe looking at, right? He's going to absorb a lot of attention and just let XM just peep from the sidelines.
I mean, even if it's just sort of being on the front lines, right? So that the troll, when he goes ults, he's going on the CK, right? He's not touching the sniper.
Yeah, could be really, really cool.
So Nigma Galaxy definitely going to have to find ways to get on top and deal with XM in the skirmishes.
And they do have some tools. You know, they do have the Underlord pit at some point, so we'll have to see when they are just able to teleport on top of him. Sumail, we'll get the deny on his Dominator. Easy.
Xtreme showing us it's going to be quite difficult for Nigma Galaxy to enter into the jungle. They did get that observer ward down, so a decent bit of vision on to Xtreme side of the map. We're going to see XXS try for the setup. Kiss is coming in as well. We'll let the chance to get the trance off, but will surely come to an end. And Ghost, he's got the touch drop. Oh, he's ready for XXS. He knows.
That was really close. Nice sidestep.
Very, very nice sidestep.
All three laners, all three cores at the moment having a pretty solid time on this side Xtreme. this is going to be a very fast Blink Dagger on XXS. One of the scarier Mars as well. We've been seeing this hero just rise and rise throughout this tournament, looking super good in most games, and yeah, it's going to be very early timings for him. And it's literally probably the best hero in the game to protect the sniper, right? They've got 3 fantastic tools to protect him. But this type of start can be huge, especially with the way they're, making sure they don't lose their towers here. I mean, GH, he's trying to poke and prod it, but continuous protect. I think they know. He's pinging it.
Let's see who's going to be first to make a move. Need the team content with looking to start a fight.
How's Noob doing on his pipe? He's getting pretty close to it. They're making the move on him.
They're going to get the catch here. Omar in with a hook shot. Sunshine coming in as well. Phantasm will be there to dodge it, but Arme still goes down.
Surprised he showed in the lane. I thought he was going to keep jungling for quite some time here, because it's just, if he gets caught from any of these spells, it does feel like he's just a free kill. I believe that is the pipe finished up now for Noob, so very early timing versus the sniper's going to be able to deal a decent amount of damage in this versus this, but the Snapfire and the Mars combo could get answered pretty heavily if Noob just TPs in and pops that pipe for the team.
And we're going to see Arme just going to go full in on the illusions once you get the armlet into the Manta this game.
Okay. Farming build.
Yeah, good early pipe timing from Nigma Galaxy, which
It's very early.
absolutely make the difference when they turn up to the fights.
And they're going the build that we've seen most of the time was on the Invoker. He's going for the drums. Some people have been pivoting away from it a little bit here,
here we
but
go, though.
more early game fighting they're looking for.
Xtreme, ready with the smoke.
Blink on XXS. They've got Kisses plus Arena. And Splitter available
I mean,
too.
the combo's going to be good if they find any sort of these cores, but Omar already ready to sort of disrupt the push forward. He's in. The hook shot, so now still going to get caught here in the arena. Omar surviving for now. XX just dying here to the life train. They kill off the sniper. So now can he escape this? He can't. XXS takes him out the final right click. Noob. He should be fine. 2 PP here on the underload for them to go for. XXS trying to get the connection. Just managed to launch down onto it with the spear. Armade moves in with the stun. Noob falling when the blast comes in. Noob goes down. Xtreme. They find a third. Ghost. He's going to try and fight on though. Committing in with the battle truck.
Another
spear
stun.
comes in from XXS. The cookie's fine. There's going to be Ghost in
Another
stun
stun.
from XXS. Captain the two of them. They're all dead on Nigma Galaxy as Xtreme wipe them. Woo.
I mean, they got XM, but it cost them everything there. The chain
What a
stun.
fight from, I mean, and it was just such a rough start for Nigma Galaxy. I guess they felt because they had sort of Omar go in and tank the initial brunt of the attack from Xtreme that maybe they could try and get something out of it. But the reality of it was, you know, even though Omar throws his body in, XXS, he's still able to trap Sumail in the arena. And from that point onwards, it was just chaos going downhill for Nigma Galaxy and Xtreme just destroying them in this 5v5.
They just didn't really have that much damage on the side of Nigma after they did lose Sumail, like you're mentioning here. They lost so much of it. Ghost, he's trying to join the fray, but look at the map where he is.
I mean,
by the time he gets there,
it's risky.
It's very dangerous.
Because here we go, turning up at this point, he's already lost 2 of his heroes.
Yeah, and all the heroes that are alive still, every single one of them have a stun, right? Mars has a stun, CK has a stun, ET has a stun, Snapfire has a stun. They're just completely controlled.
And just a beautiful fight for Arme to be able to turn up to. He's like, you want to try and come and bring this sort of team fight into my jungle? I'll come and be involved. Get involved in the cleanup. A rough move there from Nigma Galaxy that hurts them so badly.
Yeah, they cannot lose. They can't lose Sumail that early in the team fight at this point in the game.
And it really is these sort of moves, you have to be so careful making them specifically into an Xtreme when they have something like the XM sniper, right?
Yes.
If you don't deal with this sort of backline damage output, these fights are only going to get harder and harder. The moves, the initiation, it has to be there from Nigma Galaxy or Xtreme Gaming. They might just start to snowball.
It feels like they might for sure. I mean, XXS and Jinq are having a hell of a game so far. The Snap has purchased up the shard. XXS, he's already got Blink Arena's back up, as we mentioned before.
Oh yeah, they know how strong
They're ready
they are right now.
Yeah, they're ready to fight at any time. Even into the pipe that we were mentioning from Noob, they have damage to go through.
They really did. It did not make a difference in that last fight. So Omar's going to try and get in onto Xnova. Sunshine coming in as well. Xnova being taken out of the arena. Traffic to the XM. He's in perfect position to do the damage. He has to get back out of the finish. Assassinate comes in. Stops him getting back from the Phoenix game. It's another disaster of a fight here for Nigma Galaxy. As Xtreme, they clean it up easily here, Sumail.
There's sentries.
They do. It's Jinq ready to lay it down. Armor drags them out back in. They just cannot fight into XG right now. XG are just so ready for this.
It's too much overwhelming damage, too. Yes, you catch the ET, who was very disruptive in the last fight, but everybody else gets complete free spellcasting.
And just free shooting it from this sniper. They have to find XM. XM's just going to be peeping away the entire time. They can't afford to make the jump without having the info on where this sniper is.
I mean, it's getting out of control pretty fast. These first 2 fights, when Nigma's the one kind of trying to pick the fights after they catch the smokes, they don't even come close to standing in the fight. And they caught the ET at the start of things, too. Didn't matter. Still just far too much damage, far too much control.
Nigma Galaxy, they've got to really sort of step back, reassess what they want to do in these next moments, because going for one more of these sort of moves and plays, if it comes collapsing down onto them, the game is going to fall into incredibly difficult territory.
And it feels like it already is, to be completely honest with you, because looking at the way that their draft functions, they don't really have the most stuns, right? They have a hook shot and some spell combos that can come in and some damage, but overall, Xtreme, there's just so much control in the fight. It's absurd.
You're not going to stop Xtreme from getting off all of their abilities. They're going to get to click their spells.
Even if you catch, let's say, Xnova in the front, as we saw there, XXS is going to get the spells off. If you catch XXS in the front, you're not going to kill him. This Mars at this point is way too tanky. You don't have the damage.
I mean, because if you sort of look at the state of the heroes on Nigma Galaxy right now, it's like for Ghost, it feels like he can't turn up until he's got the Asher and the BKB done now, right? You just can't want to see this troll try and get involved because it feels like it's just impossible at this point for for Ghost to turn up and have a chance of surviving against a 5-man of Xtreme Gaming.
And is he gonna even do damage when he has that build, right? It's not really much when you're playing versus something like Mars, CK, these heroes that can just stand and absorb. Especially the Mars we saw there. He just faces him.
They'll find a chance to get a pick off it. XXS caught out alone, Nigma Galaxy.
Good catch.
Able to make something happen. And the question is, are they going to be tempted now to try and turn this into something else? They've taken one of the big kind of frontline presences of XG off the map. Can you go for more if you're Nigma Galaxy?
I think maybe that's how their lineup just has to work, right? They do have that global threat to catch heroes split up on the side with the Clock, with the Sunstrike, plus the Pits, or with the Underlord, sorry. Yeah. But
the team
fights just seem way too difficult at this point. So, yeah, like you said, maybe reassess things, split the map up, try to look for these pickoffs to get an opportunity back into this game.
See things start to calm down a little bit. Of course, no, XG, it's not like they mind things slowing down either themselves, right? They're running this sort of, as a carry sniper from the mid. Arme also ready, of course, to still be that carry presence. He's going to be looking towards that Bloodthorn now after the Armlet and the Manta. Yeah, they're happy to hit creeps as well, XG.
Yeah, we should point out, looking at a neutral item, something we just have to point out for the CK in particular, right? He's got the mystical pollen bag that usually you can't get for some time. These type of things absolutely make a difference in these fights. Just makes him that much stronger. He's getting away with a lot of farm now.
14 to 10, 5k lead.
XG smoked up, looking for the fight again.
More than happy to keep going each and every time that the ultimates are up.
I'm really questioning how Nigma approaches just the 5v5 engagements, or if they just literally have to dodge them until they feel like they have these timings.
The 5v5 seem impossible with the way that XG have managed to execute in the last few times.
Q also, have to keep highlighting him. He's having a pretty flawless game so far in this Snapfire. Force Staff is done after the Shard.
Nigma Galaxy is smoked up in preparation.
Looking for that Tormentor fight. Does not look like an easy one for the side of Nigma.
This is, if Nigma Galaxy sort of drag themselves into the action as well, it's a timing where, you know, Sumail, he's like 600 gold off the Aghanim's. Okay. So close to a big timing.
Hey, they're looking for the fight.
I mean, this is just a bit of a bait right from Arme. Are Nigma Galaxy going to commit for this? They seem cautious.
XXS is in the tree line.
I mean, XG is so ready if Nigma Galaxy do try and start something. XXS is going to go for the jump first. Sets up here. Underneath, get the push back of the spin. Into the arch, but the Kiss is coming in as well. Omar will be able to get onto the backline. It's good pass. Onto the tour. The meatball coming in from Sumail. Burning through the support. Takes Nova. Will fall.
Very good cogs. Catches the both of them there. That's Kiss's use. There's still an arena available.
XG, do they still want to try for more 4v5? They might still feel strong. Omar, barely surviving.
Healing him up. That's what GH is there for. Noob, that was the show of the Crimson, plus the pipe absorbs a fair bit of damage. Respawn is coming in for the ET. Does Nigma still want to stay in the area? It looks like they do.
XXS. Slowly peeping away here at the Underlord. Noob down to half HP. Watching for the sidelines. Noob is starting to drop now. Heals are coming in. Cookie gonna connect this time. Noob's gonna be fine. Arme's actually jumped to the side in the cogs. Sunstrike comes in. Arme's in trouble. Goes. He's just gonna take him out. And another option for Nigma Galaxy. They know they're gonna try and push this for more. The arena will be dropped down to try and hold them back. Peeping it goes to the side. The Valor crosses out. Goes. Gets the ultimate off. And now it's ready to start getting the hits in. Closes the gap over towards the snap. They clean it up in Nigma Galaxy. They turn towards XXS. Ghost getting focused by Noob and Sumail as they push the sniper out of the fight and they bring it down. GH gets a triple kill amongst it all, and Nigma Galaxy this time they get the team wipe.
I love this buyback from Noob. I think this makes a big difference coming in, buffing up the auras, throwing on Ghost so he can stand his ground. What a beautiful fight. Wow. The angle they can find, right? Ame on the south side before the fight kicks off.
I mean, an incredibly rough way for sort of Ame to die very early on in that fight there. Getting caught heading up the steps.
I knew they're whittling him down, but he actually did his job, right? Absorbing so much pressure, and then Ame getting caught on this south side makes the difference here. A great buyback.
You'll see it here, right? Ame heads up, but it's straight into
so
Ghost.
Dangerous.
Ghost in position, and Omar right next to Ghost there. He could be there to trap whoever headed up to the high ground, and it being Ame meant that the carry from from Xtreme Gaming getting taken out so early in this team fight. And at this point onwards, XM, he is in position. He's starting to do the damage, but Ghost getting the ult off before that spear into the arena wall was there.
And the buyback right
meant that
here.
they had the chance, and indeed, Noob coming in to make sure that XM did not get the chance to continue to peep away at the troll, push him out of the fight, and ensure that Nigma Galaxy take all 5 down.
What a cool approach for that Tormentor fight. Love that they're able to still fight into this very strong team fight lineup they were mentioning. They broke the formation, and that's kind of the key. What allowed them to enter to that one there here too. As Ags is finished up from Sumail, as we said, the Crimson in the pipe was finished from Noob, and even after the buyback, he's actually still pretty good on that net worth chart. Top up there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, not an easy fight to make happen, but they managed to do it, Nigma Galaxy, setting the game back to very even territory here, 16-16.
And it probably makes Ghost feel a lot better in terms of his matchup, as we saw there. Even with just a Battle Fury and a Yasha, he can turn up with all those auras and all those buff-ups.
Oh, for sure. That was a risky call to make for him to get involved, but it absolutely pays off this time.
Magic. Stars aligning.
Let's see where they head to next. Starting to look towards the bottom side of the map. Arme, how's he doing on the progression?
Still pretty good.
Having at least the Orchid online.
But completely stabilizing things on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Net worth completely back to 0. I believe they're actually in the experience lead after that fight as well, after
They're
being
attacking Dire's middle tower.
about 1,000 XP behind too. So XG slowing the pace down themselves, looking for those next few items. XM getting closer and closer to that Mjolnir. They do have to watch out in terms of these, at least in these fights, if they can get these, you know, GH in particular, we didn't get to highlight him, but ending up with a triple kill in that last fight, he got a lot of healing off as well too. So this partner, this pesky partner does have to be addressed as well.
I mean, the support duo of Nigma Galaxy, we've seen it from these two before, right? And on these heroes, GH on his Pugna, Omar on the clock. They get a lot of work done.
And Omar and his clock has been insane on this main stage, finding both supports even earlier before the fight started too. Some things are huge. 2K lead now for them.
Yeah, as we see that as well, even though the Ghost had the tougher start out of the carries, already so far, he's managed to do twice the amount of damage that Arme on the CK has been able to do in these fights.
Cool. Very cool.
So a lot coming out here from the Troll, and this is pre-BKB, as I said. That was not easy for Ghost to do. Next fight round, he will have that BKB complete.
That probably was all that last fight. He literally was attacking for so long, right? So, yeah, he's gonna have the BKB, so we'll be able to play a little bit easier versus that arena and versus those kisses, as we say.
XM, of course, continues to scale very, very nicely. For Mjolnir on top of the completed Hurricane Pipe.
Next timings have been hit. They have BKB on the Mars, and as you said, the Mjolnir is done for that sniper.
He has to be dealt with. Yeah, Omar's got to find him, or as we saw last time around, Noob's got to be able to try and set up at the Fiend's Gate to get in the face of the sniper.
Yeah, they cannot let XG just set up for the team fight. They have to be ready to break that formation. Word will be taken out. Roche perhaps the next point of contention soon, as it is top for the next 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, I mean, both teams are definitely going to want to have a say about that.
Both teams very good at fighting around the pit, though.
Yeah, I'm very good at killing the Roche.
Yeah.
And success. Doesn't really want to go in on the clock.
They'll just take that damage.
Now, mate, it's getting the Phantasm out so he can push the waves out, set the map up a bit more, preferably here for Xtreme.
What's he gonna take? He'll take the magnifying monocle. Okay, so a little bit of extra attack range, extra magic resist as well for him and his illusions. It's so weird to see a tier 4 neutral at 26 minutes in, just because you don't really see it almost at all, especially not in this tournament. Let's see if it does make that difference.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, XG can't really start the Roche, can you?
I don't think either really can.
You've got to kill some heroes, really.
Omar, they're fucking
Gets this, and it's a good arena. Stops him off from being able to get away with a hook shot. Does take a couple of ultimates, but that is the clock gone.
Nope.
He's going to Fiend's Gate in. XG is able to back away. Ghost, he's moving on the backlash. He's just able to walk up one towards XM, but a cookie, a Hurricane Pipe pushback allows XM to get out of there.
That's an early BKB.
It is. He has to back off.
Oh, Ghost has to be very careful here.
I mean, he tried his chances there to attempt to walk up and get in on top of XM, but no. XM was more than ready to jump away over that Roche wall, get away, and now the BKB on board out the Troll. That might just be all that they need to have the time to go for this Roche and know that Nigma Galaxy aren't going to contest this.
It looked nice for a second, right? Because Ghost had the angle, but there's a cookie, there's a force staff, there's a lot of different disengage. You have to be careful.
And XM was so ready. He was so ready to step back and step away from that troll. And there it is, Roshan taken down by Xtreme, and Aegis picked up by Ame.
They give it to Ame. Cool. That's interesting. And that second life could make a big difference, because if they use majority of the spells on the first one, then Ame can absolutely do some cleanup.
And with this Aegis online, what do you think the call's going to be from Xtreme? Do they look to try and push this? Are they happy to still farm? And then in Nigma Galaxy, are you avoiding the action, or are you still going to try and make plays into the Chaos Knight's Aegis?
I feel like for Nigma, again, they might have to just sit back and wait a little bit longer, just for that timing in particular.
Sure.
But still, they could look for these global pickoffs if they do see an opportunity, because they do have that availability. But I would say that XG, they're the ones that are looking to lead the charge. I said that before, and Nigma was on XG took the fight, but I would imagine so with this Aegis.
I mean, they should feel pretty strong still, even though the numbers are close.
The team fight still has to be very specific from the side of Nigma.
Well, they're going to find him out on his lonesome here.
He's out.
No way out for him. A little bit of a freebie for Xtreme. Next round of those arms getting finished off, though, for Nigma Galaxy. SNY now done on Ghost, and Sumail has got the BKB ready for the next team fight.
Damage could be, if Ame is not addressed, if he doesn't get killed early in this one, it could be devastating. The Bloodthorn is done. Manta, Phantasm, Bloodthorn, if anyone gets ripped in, they are just pretty much dead. I
mean, this is the thing, right? From Xtreme side of things, if they get the stun in the Bloodthorn and they have sort of the sniper and the CK focusing down a hero with the ET around, like, anyone will die. Even noob, right? You've got to be careful on the Underlord if you get grabbed at the start of the action.
It has to be very specific conditions that Nigma has to find to be able to look for a fight here. It looks like they are perhaps thinking about something here. I'm seeing some lines being drawn.
Okay.
XXS, I was seeing he was debating which build he wants to go for a couple times here. He has a full Hex on the Mars.
Oh, wow.
Very early.
That is early in the build.
Yeah, so pretty devastating in terms of either controlling a Pugna who's trying to save allies, and Invoker who doesn't get a BKB off. They're looking for the fight, though.
They want to fight around this tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower.
XXS is not there. He's mid lane. He's showing.
Omar's going in. They're going to try and find Xnova first, as Omar's going to get top of him. He's having to get out of the cog. Sunshine coming in onto Xnova. Xnova will fall. They take out the ET. Now they're trying to turn for more. GHM will slide the side of the first time. Now Arme sort of surrounded. Gets it out of the Aegis. They're getting back to XXS. Coming back in the arena. They're controlling Ghost. They kill him off. He's not able to get off the ultimate.
Then it's the reveal.
And now the rest of the fight, Nigma Galaxy have to run. GH barely surviving. Arme on round 2. He's ready to keep the push going. They tried for the fight, but
what a purchase.
But Ghost getting caught out. Not a chance to get the BKB off, to get the battle chance off. They kill off the troll, and with Ghost gone, no chance for the team fight to continue in Nigma Galaxy's favor.
I do not think they expected this to come out from XXS this early. Just gets the Hex off. You're not going to preemptively click your BKB in a lot of these team fights. Gets the control pre-BKB, and then he's just dead. Bottom, we saw a fair bit of split push, though. Like 2,100 damage done on this tower from Sumail in the meantime.
Arme's ready to push it back out, though. Goes top. XM finishes off the tier 2 tower.
That was a very decisive fight there from XG this time around.
Yeah, Arme and XM continuing to maintain themselves at the top of the net worth on this CK and Sniper, and just both scaling up fantastically. Now, again, it really is these 2 carries that are going to be very, very strong as the game goes on. So a lot for Nigma Galaxy to try and deal with.
And so much kiting. You know, this is something that we always have to talk about when there's a Troll Warlord, right? The problem that this hero can run into a lot of times is just sticking on targets and hitting them. I'm seeing Disperser now built up for Sniper. He's got Hurricane Pike. He's got the Grenade. They've got Force Staffs. They've got Cookie. So definitely could be difficult if Ghost doesn't find the right angle.
GH, he's going to be caught. Thanks again from XXS, making these moves easy.
Starting to get easier for them. I call this usually the XXS build because I think he very rarely deviates. He's going to go Refresher next, and the teamfight control becomes pretty ridiculous from this Mars.
I'll call it the Hex yes build. Here we go, push coming in on the bottom lane. Nigma Galaxy, do they want to do this? They're going to try. Sumail jumps in. It could be a struggle with the BKB. They want to get the lockdown on top. There goes. He's in. Straight in on top of XXS for now. XXS is going to try and tank this, but the damage from Ghost is building up. But the push back is clear. Over the wall. He'll be held back in the arena. Sunstrike coming down on Xnova. Will it be enough to bring him down? For XM, he's in position to get the damage in. Ult to noob. Take out the double. Nigma Galaxy, they have to scramble back. risky fight for them to try and attempt there around their tier 1, and it does not go well from them, folks.
And they used the buyback on GH even at the start of things. XG, they're showing the power of their team fight.
Oh, they are.
XM is just able to do anything he wants. Ame, he is the distraction. So many spells absorbed there. The sniper's just peeping on the sideline the entire time.
This CK sniper thing, you know, the first time we're seeing it coming out at this international, and it just feels so at home in the hands of XG.
And they're healed up. The Greaves, as we see from Jin Q. He's even got a Vlad's for the sustain in these team fights too. As that shard is been sitting there for some time. He'll get it eventually, but the push, XM, getting a fair bit onto this tower here. And yeah, he's speedy. Disperser's done, so
He's so slippery.
How do you stick on him? Very difficult. Even without that BKB purchase. Now Ame, he will buy his own BKBs.
Yep, he's going to have the two of them coming out, the BKB and the shard now being delivered.
And now how do you kill the CK, right? The idea of killing the CK is around that Underlord and the Evoker. They couldn't even do a pre-BKB there, as we saw.
I mean, when it comes to the high ground defense, is there anything that is scary from Nigma Galaxy in particular, or do Xtreme have pretty good ways of entering the base?
Pretty damn good ways of entering base and forcing the issue. I think Mars is one of the best as we've seen, and they have good ways to get vision, right? They can just put ET Spirit, and Sniper can just peek from low ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it forces the issue, the onus on Nigma to make a move.
I mean, it really is that scary even inside your own base, right, as you said. If you get the vision, and XXS is able to just blink the hex, it could be game over.
Absolutely.
So you've got to be so ready to bail out whoever XXS looks to get his hands on with the hex.
And they do not have, I mean, they do have a defensive force staff as we see from GH, but he can't do everything. He's been trying to save his allies as much as possible, but just could not on that last situation. Okay, Ame. What's he gonna get? It's the big timing for the CK. 30 seconds.
And with the timing he's gonna get this upgraded tier of neutral, it's just sliding in so well with the progress that they've made so far this game.
And this is really clever, the way that they've been able to play this one. DD top, Ame.
We'll see now, Nigma Galaxy, earlier on, they were able to sort of turn the tides a little bit. Despite the lead that XG were getting throughout these team fights. Now it's a much tougher point.
It feels like they worked magic in that fight top, to be honest with you, because it felt like they had almost no qualms of winning that one, but having that fight go decent for them has put them into at least a position where they could fight earlier, but now we're seeing the problems as Ame. One more token.
Got the Blink Dagger now on Ghost, so have a little bit better of a chance of finding his targets.
His damage still feels limited, I gotta be honest.
There we go. What's
oh my god, he got the Stygian.
Yeah. 35 minutes in, the power here of this facet.
He's gonna kill anybody.
The two of them. He's gone. GH is gonna try and run, but the Glimmer's gonna soon come to an end. As XXS ready to shut down the escape.
The damage is just ridiculous at this point with this Stygian. It's 70 seconds, no Pugna.
I mean, how do you deal with this?
I don't know, Owen.
This
truly don't.
Again, this Chaos Knight and Sniper are going to be doing so much damage in these team fights. How on earth do Nigma Galaxy deal with the both of them?
And they're not squishy, right? The Mars is very tanky. His Refresher is about to be done, so you have to deal with 2 full combos. And yes, CK is going to be sitting at what? 4,500 HP pretty soon with that Octarine finished up. Outworld staff also for XM.
Getting a very nice pickup with the alert as well. So that attack speed, bonus night vision, extra attack range. Pretty perfect here for him on the Sniper.
Yeah, and now a BKB finished up too. It feels like he has every single tool that he needs. This fight's just getting harder and harder, it feels. Roche.
I mean, it's really going to have to be nothing less than perfect from Nigma Galaxy to try and turn this one round. As XG in a fantastic spot here.
Just don't know how Ghost does damage. I feel like he needs that next item before the fight, but he is going for Satanic next, which is just survivability. I guess he does have Alacrity plus Solar Crest to buff him up a bit there, but feels like they are getting too tanky on the side of XG now to deal with. Waiting for that Roche. GQ.
I mean, are you trying to take this fight if you're Nigma Galaxy, or you're
I think
waiting?
you wait high ground. I think going out there is crazy, but they've done some crazy stuff this game already, so.
Especially with this Refresher now on XXS.
And all these brand new neutral items that they've been able to pick up, some really big ones.
So many things flowing in for Xtreme Gaming, whilst Nigma Galaxy just struggling to get that next set of items complete.
They just haven't had that much growth in these last few moments, really. Sumail going for the Lincolns next. Looks like they are going to potentially try to smoke out and look for this. They are grouping up.
It's a risky move, but maybe a risk that needs to be taken to get themselves back in this game.
All right, Roche, it is up.
Scout out the situation here. They know what's going down.
Ame can just sit there and solo it. Roar will come out.
Nigma Galaxy, they're going to look for the long wraparound, try and get up on this high ground.
Smoke out, XG. GQ will break, they know.
Ame's coming in. They know what's up now, they know whereabouts Nigma Galaxy is. Left to jump straight away, XXS with immediate hex on towards Noob, controlling the arena, that's the tankiest one, kill off immediately. Get over the back lines, Ghost, trying to get in onto GQ, he'll be pulled back for now by Ame, but still using it on the Snapfire. Ghost trying to desperately at least kill GQ, but GQ surviving. Can he actually finish up the job? He can't. GQ will Noob, he bought back for this, he's dead again. And now at this point, Nigma Galaxy, they've got to run. The second arena will be off the mark from XXS, but it won't matter. They still get the catch. Onto Omar. The fight is still theirs, Xtreme.
Ghost.
And Ghost, he has to run. I mean, doesn't have room for that one. So I won't be able to pick that up and get out. But again, it's just such an awkward situation there where you sort of have Ghost trying to get this kill on Xingqiu. It just took him so much time where he's chasing this Snapfire out of the fight. Sure, Xingqiu dies at the end of it all, but at that point, the rest of the fight for the rest of the team has crumbled.
They lost their aura carrier immediately at the start of the fight. Noob just dies to the first control.
It's just so much damage from these two.
All right, XM and Ame doing the work with the supporting cast. The XM sniper, we said it's a thing to fear. 11, 3, and 14.
Yeah, didn't need to bring it out in the tournament up until this point, but he's ready to bring it out now here, down in the lower bracket, and absolutely making a case for teams to consider it going forward in the drafts.
Onto the high ground, 30 seconds. Noob, as you said, he used the buyback again in that last fight.
See the damage here, coming up to 45,000 nearly, coming out from this sniper.
Insane.
Tower is under attack.
Actually doing almost more than his entire team, just on his own. XM has been able to just sit and stand his ground.
Trying their best to hold back here. Nigma Galaxy nearly having the full lineup back up.
And they will cut the bottom wave as well. XM sticking around. Level 25 has been hit.
Barracks are about to become
More shrapnels.
They can't push him off these barracks.
It's gone.
And that's the mid-melee rack's gone.
Barracks have fallen.
Everybody is back up, but
Dire better see
again,
them.
trying to make a move. Trying to make a move into the sniper still with so much time on the Aegis. Can they even stop their racks from going down in Nigma Galaxy?
XG is just going to stay around here. They feel strong enough. They have double arena in 40 seconds. Eyes on XXS.
Is the smoke. They're going to try something again here.
That desperate smoke.
Are under attack.
But the racks already gone.
And XG is ready. Look at their positioning here. XXS, he's reading the move.
I mean, we've seen his reactions this game have been immaculate on the Mars. If he sees them, he's going to be able to make that jump before they even get the chance to think.
Catch
Catching first to the side, the other force out into the max. Misses. It's a whip, so close to them to get off the BKB. Take Alex over, and he's now in on top of Ame. Ame trying to bounce away. The BKB, but Ghost is ready to turn back over towards him. Ghost BKB now coming to an end. Except Ghost trying to do the damage to bring down the troll, but the glimmer's there. Noob, though, he will not stand a chance of escaping the two of them, as that's Noob out for 80. No buyback left on him. GH caught by the Hex, coming in, dragged back by Ame. Another one for XG, as it's 3 dead on Nigma Galaxy and Xtreme. They can continue the push.
That might just be it. They've got to try to hold on for one more fight. Satanic and Battle Trance is back up, but no BKB.
Fortifying their structure.
And no Noob still for a full minute. XG ready to try and close this. Nigma Galaxy ready for their last ditch attempt to try and hold on to the game. Goes over the stunts there, into the Hex, they're locking him down. Spirit will get the ult off though. But when the Atlantic goes, trying to fight back, but he just not have the damage. They lock it down and the ult comes to an end. Ghost will fall. Xtreme here, crushing these final moments against Nigma Galaxy. They'll try and hold on here for the last two. Noob's going to be back up in 25 seconds, but the mega creeps are up for Xtreme. Nigma Galaxy if they got anything left here in this first game. They're going to give it a chance here by the looks of it when Noob's up in 10, but the tier 4s are falling. They might not even get that time.
They've got no ghost. They've got no carries.
Ancient exposed. There's Omar. In with the hook shot. Noob back up in 2 seconds. Omar gets destroyed. The Ancient exposed. Moves back in, tries to get over back. The Hexen is smelled. Hexen destroys the boat for the double kill. Godlike for Hexen. As GG is called, Xtreme will take game 1.
In their own fashion, with their own heroes, X-Nova sipping his drink at the end of it, saying that was easy. One fight that Nigma took that looked pretty cool. In that top one, they had a good turnaround, but afterwards, XG put them back in their place. The team fights are just, it felt impossible, honestly, Owen. I was still very impressed, as I said, with
5 seconds remaining. I'll allow Dire a ban.
Oh, it's too easy.
Oh, but that's okay, because we
Say Falcons, maybe slight favorites. I'm looking for BB team to maybe invade a little bit. You've got the Pango, play to the safe lane, make it happen, but I'm expecting a long, even, close, and hype game.
Oh, we want that. That's what we come here to see here in the Barclays Arena, and it is time for that third and deciding game. Team will be top 3 guaranteed. Find out with CAF and SVG.
That's right, there is a podium finish on the line for one of these two teams, but there's something even greater on the line here, Avery. A chance and revenge.
Oh, that is sweet, especially on the TI main stage. There is no better feeling in Dota than knocking out your nemesis. Someone who's been trash talking you, someone that's been saying, we're gonna do it to you all year at the biggest point of the season. This would be a very sweet victory for either team if you could take it here in the last game of the day. Give yourself some momentum going into the rest of this event. And boy, do we have another draft that is scary for a BB team to go up against, because you are looking at so much tempo coming out from Falcons, and you gave them a Chen, a hero they've just not lost on, a hero that gives you so much pace, so much scalability, and Snaking is a master on the hero. You gave them the Beastmaster with incredible scaling with the double roars going into your hard carry potential. You counteracted a little bit with scale from that Magnus and Warlock, but this could be another game where you just get run down on the towers, and it's all on GPK to try and control any of that, right? Like, he has to bring some pace with this Pangolier.
What'd you think of the swerve here? We're going to see the Dragonite moved over to the safe lane, and instead a different pickup for GPK. Did you like this adjustment? Because either Falcon saw it coming a mile away, or they just didn't give a damn.
Anyone care to make a friendly wager?
I think it's just pure saying, I don't want to get punished on lane anymore. I'm going to construct a safe lane that I know I'll be able to farm with. Skeeter maybe getting run down?
Yeah, maybe the punish comes Skeeter's way instead. Does not happen here for First Blood, but perhaps laning phase will still provide that opportunity.
Not the best chase down for that First Blood you've ever seen.
No, not great, not great.
I think this is BB compensating. Like, it's really hard to fix gameplay in a series compared to draft, and they're going to try and fix the laning issues by just building a draft that cannot lose that safe lane. That was the biggest pressure point teams have exploited. That was the biggest pressure point in that game too. They got that last pick in the draft, so they were not counter cheese picked. That's a big component of it. But Warlock DK, I mean, if you can't farm the lane with Warlock DK, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's true. Looking at it that way, they really did put a heavy emphasis in making sure that Pure actually got to play Dota in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, he will be able to lane. He will probably have more CS at the 3-minute mark than he had at the 6 or 7 last game.
Yeah.
And this DK was a very successful hero for them in that game one. It gives you a lot of scale. It can be a tough hero for Falcons to just power through because it has some extra sustain, armor, scalability in the late game fight. I think it can be a pretty nice matchup against the Mars as well. Some cool things going for the BB in this draft, particularly if they can get the bonds and the Empower online. I mean, their team fight is insane with Warlock Magnus as this game goes later, and they have a lot of BKB Pierce, which has been a factor in this series. That said, Falcons also made sure they had some. They do not want to get BKB TP'd out ever again in their lives, I think. This mana burn is just insane. I don't know what you're supposed to do against it if you're hero. Just get wand charges, spam for some range creeps, but this lane is getting really difficult. Strong start, impossible lane to win over the long run.
Oh, Cookie back, and the spear into the tower, not quite good enough. They do have the God's Rebuke to push him back under the tower, and even a blood grenade to try and slow him down, but Amar taking too much damage. They didn't have the burst anyway. If it was just a little bit longer, they would have had the pin, and maybe that would have served to be enough damage, but as it stands, the sustain on this lane, it's pretty overwhelming.
I mean, again, they built this lane to say, I don't care what you do, I'm not going to have a bad laning phase, and this DK will be guaranteed a good laning phase here. Bonds is super good against Mars. It's just painful to fight through. So this will be an even laning phase for once in this series, by the looks of it. And if you're a BB fan, that's got to be a nice sight to see.
What are the adjustments that you think Falcons made in turn?
I mean, let's be real. This team doesn't really adjust, right? They just play their game. They're gonna pick their heroes. Yeah. They're gonna do what they've done for 2 or 3 years now. You know what's coming. It's just a matter of, can you out execute them in the team fights? Can you outscale them? And can you survive the laning phase? I mean, there's not a single hero in this draft that anybody is surprised to see Falcons playing.
Yeah, I actually think the only everybody is playing one of their quintessential heroes except for maybe Crit. I don't really think of him as Snapfire. Obviously, he's played it a fair amount, but
He's super comfortable on any of these 4-position range playmakers.
I mean, if you were planning on picking Mars, obviously this is one of the best combos you can get your hands on, right? Cookie into a spear back like they tried earlier, but then obviously when you get 6, that is also a death trap. Get the arena with the kisses going. It's a team fight victory early on, guaranteed.
Nice bombardment threat against the Pangolier. If you go in and stun this Pangolier, suddenly these kisses start coming through. He might not have time to get the Rolling Thunder out. You might not have time to bail him out with your turnaround in the Golem or the RP. I think that's the big threat it provides this game. A lot of extra magic damage to bring the Pango or the DK down early before they get too beefy.
Once again, Amar, he has to spear defensively. As many bracers as he builds up, he simply does not have the HP regen to deal with all this harassment.
And first power rune goes GPK's way. Maybe not the rune he wanted, but we'll snag it up here, and he's still top of that CS chart by a couple denies here.
Does feel like Falcons have given GPK a lot of runes in this series.
Just not their biggest priority. Right? They're more of a stack, farm-oriented team than a get early power runes and make aggressive plays with them team. It's a stylistic choice. It will give GPK a little more freedom, but then it's up to BB team to use that to build an advantage. Not always the easiest against this team that's very disciplined and doesn't provide a lot of openings. They maintain their resources well. They keep high HP pools. They TP and react very quickly. Something like going for a dive play under a tower to kill a troll with a power rune or something can easily go against you. Just want to get that diffusal up and start skirmishing. That's your game plan here.
Well, while BB team are clearing out some stacks, it leaves the troll alone in lane, which the Chen is happy with. Staking's just been able to play farming jungle.
Build your own Dominator.
That's true.
We're seeing the Chen and Enchantress come back for a reason. This creep shove has been super important this TI. At least this is the honest form of it.
That is true. Now, Crit's play here. This seems a bit of a stretch. If he can get the cookie onto the troll and he slows down the hoodwink, then maybe, but...
I mean, this tells you how strong that safe lane is for BB, that Crit doesn't feel like he can exert any pressure down there with a Snapfire Mars. That he feels the better play is to go up top with this catapult and the Chen timing.
The GPK he is wanted to rotate up to the top lane already once, and now he finds some time to make that rotation come through. Cookie trying to push away from the Rolling Thunder. Skeeter tries to skirt the edges, gets the other side of the cliff. It gets him away from Rolling Thunder, but still, Save and Miro will pursue. Blood grenade to try and slow down Miro. Good swashbuckle hit, and they've got it. First blood goes the way of BB team.
Costs them a lot of resources, but they get it. They defend the push. Nice little defensive maneuver for them. You give up an amp damage to Maureen. That was kind of the downside of pushing GPK up there and forcing the reaction, but got to be happy about a troll kill this early on. That was an aggressive push from Falcons. Felt like they didn't think there was a lot of places to attack on the map. That was their
Radiant's
best choice,
courier
but it
has
still
been
felt
killed.
a little forced that early on.
What was
Especially
that
if
courier
Malrine
doing
isn't
there anyway?
matching the rotation of the Pango. Malrine invested in taking the power rune, which he does get it. It's an amp damage, but it came at a certain cost.
I think there's definitely some mid players that might have tried to rotate up there and play for that, even with the Beast, but it's just not Falcon style with this hero on the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the point of the Beastmaster? You're just supposed to match the Pangolier every single time he tries to get a Rolling Thunder. You just meet it with the roar and
No, your
done.
job is farm Axe.
Oh,
I mean, your
My
game does
bad.
not begin until you have Axe on this hero. You need to prioritize it. You need to get that up as fast as possible.
Radiant's middle tower
He's gonna
isn't
try
down
to make
yet.
a move with this
got the
amp.
arena on Pure. This is not an easy kill. Managed to get the Dragon Tail, stopping a spear, but there is still going to be that roar and a follow-up spear after that. Sometime, maybe today, or maybe never. Amar just holds on to it and lets Malrine's amp damage do all the work.
The boars are super effective against these melee cores in the early game. Stick some boars on them, hold the stun, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. There's the diffusal for GPK. Still having the best game on BB team. You'll have to make this item work.
Yeah, these are not heroes that have immense mana pools. All three of these cores on Falcons are dependent on mana pools because they have low costing spells. They do not like getting mana burned out whatsoever.
Downside of these, pseudo triple strength core lineups. Your mana pools are pretty lackluster. Your spells can be equally as important.
They're attacking
Diffusal
Dire's
can
middle
absolutely do
tower.
some heavy lifting here in the early game. Rune denied from a boar. GPK will have to settle for some tower damage as Malrine pulls ahead off the stacks,
Are
man.
Dire
This
going
is
to let their
classic
middle tower
mid-Beastmaster
fall?
gameplay. You got that one nice gank with the power rune that he did get, and then straight in the jungle, clears through all the stacks before any contest comes through. He is giga farm right now.
You fought and died with honor.
Great bites out of smoke. See what they do with that, because Malrine has headed back to base and he's going to heal up right as his TP comes up, and he has another 12 seconds to roar. So I imagine you clear out this mid lane, and then you and the Snapfire go from there.
You have really
Radiant
good
have
single target
fortified their
focus from a
structures.
decent range. You don't want to go into the...
Oh, nice cookie play. Crit. He'll get the solo on save, and an extra bit of damage on GPK. Very nice.
Big plays coming out on this mid lane. That's going to finish his arcane boots. Nice little pickup in XP as well. Level 7.75 on this snap.
Yeah, massive level difference between the two.
I don't even know where he
Save's
found
still
all
level
these
4.
levels, because he made the one move top, it didn't really work. He abandoned bottom early.
I think he probably shared some of the experience from the stacks. Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge level difference. And these are the two playmakers for the squad. Almost level 8, and this Hoodwink is still level 4.
They're attacking
for save.
Dire's middle tower.
Incredibly sacrificial game from him.
It is also part of the MO of Falcons because they have these strong laning cores that are rather tanky. They've been able to just leave them alone in lane.
Dire's
And,
top tower
you
is
know,
under siege.
say the Beastmaster, for example, doing those clears, the stacks, Snapfire sitting in mid, soaking up experience. Snake King will be run down here. Bushwhack tries to give him some extra armor, but it's not good
Dire's
enough. It
courier
does give the
isn't
heads
finishing
up
that run.
to his carry, who is able
Radiant
to get
are
away
making
from
a play
all
for
that
Dire's
nonsense.
top tower.
Nice little connection for the Pangolier. I mean, you got to remember, this is an Empower lineup, and they have good Empower
Radiant's
targets,
middle
not the
tower is under
pseudo-Empower
attack.
ones.
They do. Yeah.
This Pango Magnus duo is
Dire's top tower
just
has
nasty.
fallen.
It's a combination OG love to run. Channel your inner tops in here on the main stage. Just make top 3.
Malrine, a regen rune, and 1,000 gold
Radiant's
left to
bottom
that
tower is
point
under
booster.
attack.
Meanwhile, Pure, he's having a great time.
Oh, this is the best early game he's had.
Seriously.
It's amazing for him. And he's just going to pick up the farm pace from here.
Dire's middle
And the
tower
flip side
is
of that
under
is,
attack.
I say this very rarely, but it is ATF coming out of lanes the poorest.
Yeah.
Not
Radiant's
something
bottom
he
tower
likes
is
to
under
see, not
attack.
his usual play style. So he'll have to make it up with some cheap utility here. He's looking at like Yule's Blink. He can play the fights for his other 2 cores and catch up that way, but it's going to be slow from him. Mars really got punished on that lane from the Warlock pick. That was its job. It did that. And now you get to hold on to its ult for the right fights. If
Oh, they
Falcons
really want that Pango. This is where that smoke was going to come into play. The arena into a GPK. Can he get ahead of it? The spear, it stops the Rolling Thunder, sure, but now you don't have a stun to stop it. The second go around, GPK will slow down Amar, do a little damage before.
heroes that are going to pressure the ES in the lane. I'm not sure if there's a third one.
Both of those heroes also follow the Earthshaker because, of course, both teams are aware that this can go position 4, position 3, or position 2.
You know what?
Pick one, you can go to any of these lanes.
If Corp is banned, could they just use Sniper for themselves to pressure the Earthshaker
5 seconds
in the
remaining.
lane?
I like it.
Because you think about it, right? He's going to go Ancients and Sniper is going to take your tower. I think that's like a fair trade, you know? Like, I feel like that would actually make it difficult for the Earthshaker to play the game.
What about a Helm Dom Sniper mid from Superman? Are we going to see
I think we're overcooking it here.
You think we're overcooking? We'll see. We'll see if we're overcooking.
I'm going to listen to Lacoste
10
on that
seconds
one.
remaining.
It might be a bit too much.
I'll listen to Kuro. I'll see what Kuro picks.
5 seconds remaining.
Nigma Galaxy, they did ban out the Bristleback, which did give yesterday Xtreme Gaming a lot of speed. This is also Battle Fury Bristleback, which is pretty uncommon.
It's a good matchup into Beast.
It is. And also the other good matchup is definitely Gyrocopter, something that Beastmaster doesn't like to play, having that flak, making sure that you can pressure him in the lane as well.
Yeah, I was looking at the past for Xtreme Gaming. It's mostly been in that offlane for this Earthshaker. So you guys are right. You kind of want to hold off a little bit about exactly how you want to open up. If you want to put all your stocks into the fact that it is going to be going a mid Earthshaker, some more bans, Gyro coming out there, Bane too. That leaves Xtreme Gaming going for the Warlock.
I like it. I mean, this is a Beast lane counter. You Fatal Bonds the wave, and that will hit the board. That'll hit Beast. So if it's played in the offlane, which I feel like it probably is here for NGX.
10 seconds remaining.
Warlock will do well against us. It's also very hard to like
no one walks
initiate
out
a fight against Warlock multi plus Fatal Bonds.
You roll someone, the rock's going to come on top of you, and then you get hit by some 2-3 man Fatal Bond, and fight instantly turns on you.
Okay, so they're doubling down on NGX and saying, well, you want to fight us? Okay, we're going to pick another S-tier team fighter.
Circles on circles, you know?
Yes, yeah, classic Dota. Classic TI, more circles.
This is a really good pick here. It counters both Earthshaker and Warlock.
I mean,
Warlock does not lie at all against.
This has to be Snapfire from Jin-Q again. It's just too good to pass on. You're playing against Beastmaster, easy cookie against Aurora. You have a follow-up from Warlock, a Fissure. So you can choose how you want to be taking the fights, prolonging them. Great against Phoenix Egg, great against Clockwork and his Clogs as well. So it feels really good. And it gives you a team fight. I think the one pairing that we've seen in the previous game, Snapfire plus Mars, now you can do the same thing with the Earthshaker.
Yeah. The only issue with that is it does make the support duo a little bit weird between like Snapfire, Warlock, like who's actually running
the lane with the off-lane Earthshaker also might not be so ideal, you know. So if they are going for a Snapfire, maybe I would lean more towards the Shaker being like a mid hero.
I think they could, I mean, they could also go like Snap Puck, something that's like really active on the mid lane that solves the issue with the supports running around and doing stuff together.
Puck.
Yeah, and the Puck also definitely exploits, right, the fact that you have a Phoenix Clockwork support duo. They don't really have the best lockdown against the Puck here. So there you go, the Puck for Snapfire. And this is just going to mean that this game is going to be all about the team fight again.
Punishable by the Sniper again. I mean,
yeah, Sniper.
I think they have a couple of good options. The Sniper definitely. Naturally, if Sumail wants to bang it out, I think Void Spirit could be really good, very elusive.
5 seconds
yeah, but if you do, okay, actually maybe.
Either that, if it was the different teams that did have these drafts, I would say that XXS would probably pick up Slardar against this matchup. It's very good, like the two supports, you can easily 3-shot these two supports. They don't have much armor.
Oh, Ghost Medusa.
Right away.
Yesterday they did pick it 2 times on 18.
Okay,
it did work out really well for them.
It's fair, yeah. I mean, they have this, you know, pick where they get the 2 bans, so they want to pick the higher priority thing. This means, I think they agree with us that there are like 3 or more options that are good for mid lane to pick against Puck.
So yesterday they banned what, Anti-Mage and Darkseer, right, when they picked the Medusa
10 seconds remaining.
So that's going to leave what other
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they also did Anti-Mage and Juggernaut in the second game when they picked up the Medusa.
Oh, Jug. I mean, if he can find any excuse to play it, he will. It kills the egg as well, and it's good against Beast and lane. We actually saw Warlock Jug lane as well.
Okay, so you think it's not out of the realm of the question for us to get to see an Arme Jug on the main stage?
I definitely think.
I think Ursa could also be decent here, like Ursa with the lane with the Warlock against the Beast. You can also kill the egg. I think those are decent options here. They have a couple of very good heroes here to pick here for XG side. It's all about like thinking what are your priorities. Like, do you want more of a better lane or do you want more of a better late game against this Medusa?
I have a wacky one to throw out there for Sumail.
10 seconds
Ricky
remaining.
Maru counters the puck in lane. You
5
can't
seconds
when Ricky
remaining.
gets the Aghanim shard. Good at killing the supports.
Game Gladiators did try that against Team Liquid, game number 1 in the grand finals last year, and it looked really good for the first 15 minutes, and then they just crumbled. It's good. A lot of these that we are mentioning can work out, but
is it where the Ricky could potentially fall off, the Beast comes online, and then you're going to have your Medusa online? Is there enough power spikes throughout
the thing is, both the Ricky with the Beast and the Medusa doesn't feel like they have the best synergy. It's very good against their opponents' heroes, but it doesn't really work with their own lineup, which I feel like that's going to be my primary concern with the Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, NGX definitely does need some sort of spirit type hero that's running around and doing things with the supports right now. Or they, once again, can all in and go for sniper and just say, okay, we're going to dominate you in lanes, go late game, and then, you know, win the game that way. Which they have done. I mean, they did the Medusa-Muerta duo. This is not a super common...
10 seconds remaining.
You know, scaling cores in your 2 and 1.
But I just feel like more likely you're going to see like something like a Void Spirit. Void Spirit just with the Axe is going to counter basically the entire lineup.
Yeah.
The current 4 heroes.
Yeah. That is definitely the best
on
spirit.
Nigma Galaxy. I think Troll could also be a good pickup. You did mention Ursa. All of these heroes are very good. Like, Ursa is not as strong of a laner. Warlock fixes that easily because you need that extra bit of a healing coming out in the first couple of levels. But also Troll, I think this is the hero that can build into either MKB. He's fine with that. He can also build into a slightly later Disperser after he gets a couple of good items as well. He can kill the egg. He lanes against the Beastmaster. Doesn't care too much about his board.
Another option, I know that Beast is traditionally considered quite good against it in lane, but Void has been getting, like Faceless Void has been getting banned a decent amount. And I wonder, like with the Helm Dom build...
That is probably like the greediest option, right?
It's just that they have a lot of stuff to throw into the Chronosphere right now, and it's traditionally considered a decent counter to Medusa, and the supports on the side of NGX don't do anything to a Faceless Void. How do you kill a Void here? Yeah, you have to roar. And I don't think XG has had many options to get it as their last pick. It's almost always banned in this phase.
Well, that would make sense why Nigma Galaxy are taking a little bit of extra time here. It feels like there are so many potential options, and they've got to go straight into this ban, into that pick here, revealing everything before Xtreme Gaming gets that.
Yeah, because the ban also is really dependent on what they want to pick, right? So what if the last pick they have already countered certain things, so it means that they don't have to ban that hero right here, you know? So that's why they're taking quite some time here to decide what they want. So they banned the Jug in the end.
The dream is gone. It's over. Now they have even less time for this. I thought that using so much reserve time, they would have been a little bit more confident in what they wanted that last pick to be.
I mean, it's still good to use all your time.
10
you know, just
seconds
make sure
remaining.
that you cover everything. You make sure you don't miss anything.
5 seconds
There's a
remaining.
lot of options. I mean, we've mentioned pretty much everything.
Yeah, Void Spirit. I think Ember Spirit can also work if he builds into Mage Slayer against.
Wow, that is a fancy one.
Okay, I was not expecting SF to be honest.
And they know immediately what they want to pick.
Choose your hero.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this Shadow Fiend might be a little bit too risky here. Like it means that their lineup is going to be very reliant on the Beastmaster, and I think that with the Ursa being picked up, if Beast does not have a good lane, I feel like the momentum for Nigma is going to be really hard to play. You know, they won't have much to go around, and Xtreme Gaming, as long as they get to their team fights, their lineup is just going to destroy you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument is Clockwork makes up for a lot of what SF lacks in terms of, you know, like being a spirit. SF does a lot of damage. He can't really kill heroes on his own until he gets some items. But Clockwork, he will keep people in a circle for you to deal, you know, hit your raises, hit the ulti.
Yeah, maybe the other reason why they went for the Shadow Fiend is they're looking at the Warlock plus Snapfire duo, right?
5 seconds?
So they are feeling like, wait, they can't really gank the mid lane.
Yeah,
they can't really kill the mid hero, right? Because when you're playing SF, you don't want to run into some Tars, some Spirit Breaker ganking you early, and they don't have those heroes, you know. So maybe they feel like they could get away with this greedy SF pick.
Now that you say that, I think that's absolutely it. Sumail has had like some of the best solo lanes mid. If he can if he can just get a 1v1, I think he's really confident. Like, yeah, guys, I'll get to the point that I'll have the items and I'll be able to carry the fights.
Sure, hoping for less resources offered from the side lanes, make them a little bit stronger to cost. Is that then going to be profitable for Nigma Galaxy? A potential for that game 3?
I think they want a slower game. I don't think they want to rush things. Having Shadow Fiend and Medusa, you have Phoenix, Beastmaster needs a little bit more time to come online. So again, same as yesterday when they were playing against Tidebound, I think Omar will need to do a lot of work, and he did a lot of work yesterday.
I definitely hear a lot of people cheering for Xtreme Gaming, so I feel like we should quickly talk about their draft as well and what we see how that's playing out.
Very well-rounded, incredible team fighters, tons of damage. I think if they can get to the late game, Ursa can fold to 0.
Was out of that booth, so gonna head on down to the stage and get some words from him.
Absolutely, thank you so much. An incredible series so far, am I right, everybody? Oh, yes. This is one of the loudest crowds I've heard in a while, so for both teams actually, but let's get to the questions, my friend. So, a lot of confidence coming into the series. 2 heroes that we have not seen picked up yet at this event, and this draft as well. Full team fight, full let's run at them, in my opinion. Where did this confidence come from after the performances that we've been seeing yesterday?
今天打这场比赛超自信，选了2个从未上场的英雄。我们想知道一下这个自信从哪里来？
专门为Nigma准备的。
We prepared it especially for Nigma.
Oh, okay. So any surprises then? I mean, the Medusa, a bit of a surprising pick in my opinion. Were you ready for that?
对面选了美杜莎，对主持人来说有一点点小惊喜，对你来说呢？
预料到他们不是选美杜莎就选德鲁伊吧。
With them, if it's not Medusa, then it's Lone Druid.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I did want to give you an opportunity. As I said, incredibly loud crowd, especially over here from the fans of your team. I want to give you an opportunity to say something to them cheering you on.
现场那么多粉丝在支持，为你们呐喊，想有个机会让你们就是跟粉丝说一些。
谢谢大家支持，我们会冲上去的。
Thanks everyone for your support. We will go all the way up.
All right. Well, let's see if they can do it again in this game as we get it to game number 2.
And as we get into the action, first blood, it's going to be going the way of Samael as he's ready to step up to the mid this game on his Shadow Fiend, of course, coming through as that final pick from Nigma Galaxy this game, folks.
And it feels like he does have to do quite a bit, right? Especially with Omar making that quick early little swing around, finding XXS. They've got their early game prepared. Look at the double ward block as well, looking to get themselves to an advantage at the start here, giving Sumail a good time versus XM in particular. So let's see how he's going to be able to do with a pretty much free bottle right at the start of things. So Sumail is going to be going toe-to-toe with XM here. Let's see how these side lanes go, because it does feel like XG is very prepared for them, having this Earthshaker, having this Snapfire, which we've seen them do very well with in the past, and having this Ursa snap-picked, no hesitation whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, they were ready for that. They did not care what was coming out from that last pick in the mid from Nigma Galaxy. They were absolutely ready to get our mate back on the bear. Xingqiu
finds the kill.
Indeed, able to catch out GH there on that top lane, so settling the score for now. And it's sort of overall, what do both of these drafts sort of tell you about what these two teams want to accomplish here in this game too?
For XG, feels like similar to last time, just team fight, right? They have so much that's going to be coming together. For Nigma, a little bit more of a slowdown, but pick and choose your battles around that egg in particular, and if Omar can find the catches. But I do have worries, I got to be honest, just because their only real team fight early is going to be coming from the Phoenix, and there's a Snapfire. So that egg is going to be addressed in almost every single situation, and looking back to what happened in that last game, control became a bit of a problem too. And again, the stuns are lacking for the side of Team Nigma. I mean, that XG has a lot of stuns, and Nigma does not have that many.
Yeah, I mean, so when you look at the lineups, would you sort of see this being another game where there will be that period early to mid where the 5-on-5s,
Omar,
they're just going to have more to press on XG, and Arme
caught.
Able to chase down the clock, finish off the kill for himself.
Yeah, I would say, look, ease of execution, as we like to talk about it, definitely feels like it's there for XGs. If they just get out of lanes, even or ahead, they're just going to have those natural ultis coming in. that do a ton of damage, as we've seen with the Shaker, with even the Snapfire from the support. And yeah, we have to mention it too, right? XM, Sumail is looking to dominate the lane, because if you look at the game overall for the Puck, as we said, there's like no stuns. It's Clockwork, Hook Shot, and a Roar in particular to try to lock down XM.
It's going to be super difficult to catch him. Yeah. And we saw how well of a performance XM had last game on the Sniper. And his Puck also one, as you can see from that Dota Plus level, one that he is incredibly proficient on. So yeah, if you give him sort of the setup to have an easy Puck lane, he is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with.
And let's see how this bottom lane goes, because they, like you said, they snap pick the Ursa. With this Warlock, they know it's going to have a free lane completely, and it's versus double melee. So Ame is set up for absolute success, and Noob, he's going to have to just rely on stacks completely. I see he's already sending the boar. He's got a triple stack hard camp already prepared for himself, but he's got 6 last hits. He's getting next to nothing down here in terms of CS.
Yeah, very good control there from XG so far. And overall, do you sort of see why they were as confident as they were with picking up this Ursa? Do you sort of like how this hero matches up against a Medusa lineup in time, in terms of sort of timings and strong points?
Yeah, no, for sure. It gives you Roche, it gives you Tormentor, it gives you itemization that you do later on if you want to get a Disperser or anything, but also just straight hard damage, right? The longer that fight goes versus Medusa, you will be able to bring him down. And yeah, so much control. That's just the big thing I'm looking at. An unbelievable amount of stuns for them to stick on targets.
See on the mid lane so far is going here between Sumail and XM. 27-5 on the SF against the 20-1 on XM. I mean, how does this sort of play out as they level up? Is Sumail going to be able to maintain a good lead with denies, or as a Puck, are you normally able to set up the wave so you can nuke it every time?
He can still get a fair bit, but Sumail having this, level 1 bottle, getting that first blood definitely will have him a bit of an advantage. The problem is, I've seen so many games for Nigma, when they have Sumail with an advantage, Omar can swing over and get kills pretty easily with him. Omar can't do that this game.
A lot of damage coming in there.
CQ wants him, can't quite get him. The level 2 Shredder is very devastating in the laning phase. As we see there for GH, very low armor. Gets brought down incredibly low.
Especially if there's ever a situation where XXS is able to get him with a right click from the enchant totem.
Oh yeah, that almost shouldn't happen though. Right?
Sure, yeah, you gotta keep that distance.
In the lane, later on of course that's gonna happen, but
GH still very, very low. And he's just going to be able to shoot him down.
That's twice that he's been able to pretty much do this, almost on his own.
Yeah, rough couple of deaths there. GH getting caught out.
Right, Jinq last game played it pretty flawlessly. This one too. He gets the kill, blocks the camp as well while he's retreating. So a pretty perfect play coming out from him there in this top lane.
Yeah, it's just going to continue to maintain the lane in a position where XXS is very freely able to farm and get a good amount of denies in against Ghost Farm. So far, slightly favorable early signs here from Xtreme in the way that they're maintaining the lanes. It's going to be a lot of eyes on what Sumail can do from the mid on his SF.
Sumail and Omar to set that tempo in particular, to have that game for Ghost so that he can sit back and farm. Constant fissures.
Yeah, proving difficult now for really GH to have a sort of say in this top lane. Each time Jinq pushing him away.
So I mentioned this last time, the way that they had their lane setups. This time they, of course, it's GH still playing that 5 position, but not having that matchup where they have like a ranged hero with the melee hero, the Clockwork with the Dusa, which is a pretty strong hero versus Earthshaker too. So interesting that they decided to do this and just keep it very standard rather than adapting in any way. And you see XM has the haste rune. Can look to toy with Sumail a bit here.
Yeah, knows that he's at no threat at all.
Yep, Raindrop's going to be blocking a lot of that damage. Sumail down to his last Raindrop charge. XM still has the 3. Could see a rotation at some point. Jinq will finally deward the sentries that were placed from the start that we mentioned from Omar, although they were about to expire. Not the same move happening from Xnova. He is a Warlock versus a Clockwork, so it's very difficult for him to get over there and actually place this sentry to block the camp. So Noob, he will have those camps to go back and farm to, or maybe he gives them to Sumail. We'll see. Maybe they are all just about buffing up Sumail as much as possible in this early game. Yeah. Since he doesn't have access on Noob, so he actually can't clear that neutral. And XM is... they cannot let this happen.
This is a huge stack.
They cannot let XM take this stack.
I mean,
I mean, if they allow this to happen, it's
Sumail's got to get over it.
He's got a haste rune though, so XM can toy with them a bit here.
He got a couple of the creeps, but Sumail should be able to maintain the rest of the stack. And D comes in just in time because losing that would have been quite painful for Nigma Galaxy's early game.
Yeah, that would have been devastating. Now we do see Sumail 1,200 gold advantage over that puck at the moment here.
Now Sumail so far, getting the stack, getting the first blood, top lane,
Again.
dead again.
He's just getting caught off guard with the damage. Just this little shredder plus a fissure, it's just too much for him to deal with so far here.
This is going to set XXS up for a very quick blink dagger timing. Even with the fact that they did block those camps, it kind of doesn't matter because of how much he's getting from the lane.
Oh, and he's going to have... This is the off-lane shaker, and he might actually have a pre-10-minute blink dagger. That is devastating.
Middle tower.
All right, this is the ready to head over. They get the silence on the two of them. Army getting the swipe snapped onto Sumail. Sumail's able to get the Requiem off. Fading there from XM. See if he can jump out in time with the orb. He can't. He can't escape them. They'll get bonded here. The three of them, and Army's ready to step back in, cooking forward. Sumail will get taken out. GQ shoots down Omar. As XG bringing in the numbers there to contest this rune. Short, they lose their puck, but it's Arme, the carry, turning up and getting involved positively.
Very cool move. I feel like that reminds you of Spirit. They used to do that one, right? The 8-minute, they bring the carry to the mid lane at times. Ame, knowing that he can get involved into the fray. They do lose the puck, but they shut down the SF here. One time down.
Anoop in position to try and make the return to the bottom lane a bit more difficult for Arme, but he should still be able to safely make his way down here.
Ghost is getting absolute free farm up here too. That is being said though, XXS is, as you said, gonna have that blink dagger at one of the earliest offlane timings.
Omar maybe continuing to get in under the tower if Noob's able to get this creep wave pushed in.
Xnova has the book in the ready. He can pop 6.
They're gonna try and set things up here. Arme turns towards Omar. We'll have to hold back in the cogs for now. Nigma Galaxy stepping up the pressure.
So eyes on the Warlock. He's a little low on mana now, but he can consume the Grimoire to drop that Golem if there is an aggressive play. They won't push forward on the side of Nigma.
Yeah, still very difficult to push the Ursa out entirely. Smoke play now to be coming in, so they want to continue to just bring more numbers down to this bottom lane to try and take this tower off the map as early as possible and potentially find kills on top of it. But Xtreme consumed it. They're going to try for the defense. There's the second straight away. They go for Noob. Get the roar up, and the enrage is there. Noob continues to run, but the kisses are coming in. And he might not hit the next. Noob's gone. Xingqiu landing the shots perfectly to bring down the Beastmaster.
I mean, Xingqiu also kills the Dominator. He also cookie saves Xnova. What more can this man do?
He's doing so much in this early game on the snap. 4-0-2 already.
Insane.
A flawless opening here from him on the snap fire.
And I think perhaps Nigma was maybe saying, hey, Warlock's not quite 6 yet. Maybe we can make a little aggressive move. He eats that Grimoire, has the Golem, drops it, and as you said, the last kiss touches on top of the Beastmaster.
Lands every single one of them there, Xingqiu.
Is under attack.
In the meanwhile, Echo was used on those neutrals. XXS Blink is done. Also 900 gold up on him. Top of the net worth for this Shaker.
Tower isn't looking good.
Oh, nice touch there, GH.
Easy 100 gold.
No. Nice.
And has got the 6 now. So Supernova to rely on, but as you mentioned, it's not an easy game to get that egg off successfully.
No. Xingqiu, especially with the start he's having, right? He's going to have good positioning in most of those fights to go for that egg.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting whittled down.
Just trying to hold it, but it's a lot of damage already being done here by Xtreme.
Kisses in 40. XM, he knows he can push the limits because he's playing versus no stuns.
Dire's middle tower
GQ will claim that tower last hit.
Radiant's
a very rich Snapfire.
At the same time, the pressure will continue from Nigma Galaxy on the bottom lane. They will take the tower there.
Sumail has to make that trade since he did end up, he can't go back to that mid lane because very likely could get set up on. Does go bottom, gets the tower at the least here.
I'll see where XM wants to go next. Starting to shift his attention up towards the top.
Kisses in 20. Ghost. Let's show himself. He has a big wand, so it does feel safe to show himself up there.
Should be ready with numerous TPs though, Nigma Galaxy, if they do want to try and turn up and defend if the dive comes in.
Omar needs that 6 very badly for the team. He needs that hook shot available for them to have an initiating force at the moment, because for them to actually walk into fights at the moment, very difficult. They literally would just have to walk into them, while XG, as we see now, have 3 different ways to start fights, especially with that Blink Dagger being done.
Both carries, though, continue to be in pretty perfect form, right, for the opening of this game. Ghost and Arme getting the entrance into the action.
Oh, nicely done there from Omar.
As they would hope for in terms of the timings. We've got the Battle Fury pretty much done here on Arme. So 12-minute Battle Fury for the Bear. And as you can see on Ghost Network, he's in a perfectly fine position as well at the moment. A few hundred gold ahead of that of the Bear. So both carries should be pretty happy.
Both having the dream, essentially. Can they look for a setup? It looks like they're making a move. Bottom 8's right on Noob.
They get the setup, and Xingqiu straight away ready to bring in the damage.
They just dropped the Echo as well. No hesitation. He wants that extra money. Xingqiu gets the last hit again. Mega kill for the Snapfire.
I mean, the way this top lane's gone, you know, sure, we talk about the fact that Ghost has still managed to find the farm out of this lane, but the amount that the duo of Xtreme got between the two of them, it is set up for XXS and Xingqiu to just really get the ball rolling between the two of them.
The supports are very rich on the side of XG. And Xingqiu, we saw what he was able to do that last game with early timings, early shard plays.
Tower is under attack.
So far,
seeing the
very
Radiant
flawless
doesn't care
performance.
about
The
their middle
support's
tower.
definitely struggling on the side of Nigma.
XM still falling behind a little bit from the mid lane.
Absolutely.
Despite also just, you know, being able to take out that tower rather early on in the mid. Hasn't quite found as many opportunities as you would hope for himself to get involved with the Dream Coil. Whereas on the other side, it's, you know, Sumail on the SF, that step ahead and ready to look for opportunities himself as they're coming in with the smoke again.
They want to try to set up perhaps for a tower push here, but it is into a lot of ultis. Kisses are still cooldown 50, same thing for Echo, but the Golem and the Coil is at the ready.
Here's the smoke. Goes to Nova in position. XXS is going to step up, but is he able to back off as soon as he's aware of what's going on? They turn towards Arme instead. They'll get the enrage off. Starts to stand his ground against Omar. In fact, they're just able to kill Omar off. So Nigma Galaxy seeing if they could sort of trip Xtreme up, but Xtreme were pretty ready for them to turn up in that position.
They got the tower at the least, right? So showing up for that. But do end up losing Omar again here after that first hook shot reveal. Ame will take that. Almost a Blink Dagger finished. Starting to get these scary tools versus something like that Shadow Fiend, who is very vulnerable to heroes jumping him. Double Blink's gonna be finished. Double Blinks and a Puck who can just appear on top of you very early.
They're just gonna drop the Golem here onto Ghost. TP's immediately coming in from Nigma Galaxy though, so the Golem won't be able to do much offensively.
A bit wasted, but they're looking to go back in. Ghost
still going with the kisses. Ame's closing in. They'll force out the Stone Gaze, but the damage in for these kisses from Xingqiu bringing Ghost so low. They'll fuel him up. They're gonna have to XL. He's there ready and waiting for them. Shuts off the escape. Comes in with the coil.
He doesn't get the wand off. Ghost got stunned.
Now GH. We'll see XM look to chase him down as well. He's not going to go completely in for the dive play. He's already got what he came for there. I mean, that was just so smooth from Xtreme.
They had no idea he was coming from that angle.
Really starting to build up the early lead now. Xtreme 11-2, 4K lead, taking out these towers.
And that blink is done now for the Ursa. Sumail's game just feels so difficult, Owen. Unless he can do some type of crazy position plays, but versus double blinks and a puck does feel incredibly complicated.
Especially with these timings Ame's hitting, because
so
once that bash is online, right, it's going to be so difficult for Sumail to turn up and get the combo off.
I mean, even if he does, right, he can always get the range, right? Like, you can never, it's very difficult to ever Requiem an Ursa, Requiem at the puck, perhaps on the Shaker in some situations, but there's stuns, right? It does feel very hard in this early game for Nigma with the way that XG has prepared, with the way these lanes went down in particular, too. As we keep saying, the supports almost level 10 on the two of them. A slow start for the side of Nigma.
Ready to go again. Echo slams at the ready. Kisses still going to be off for 30 seconds, but with just sort of the jump burst alone between the two of them, most of the heroes on Nigma Galaxy will suffer.
Omar, Ame does find him.
If they find Sumail, it's going to be quite a huge one.
He's just a free kill on top of it. It feels like
they've got enough control and burst. Here comes the silence from XM. Nothing to be done there by Sumail.
Uh-oh. This is looking really tough for the Shadow Fiend. They wanted him to get a snowball going, but he's now bottom of the cores after that death.
Noob. He's going to start running down in this direction. I feel he's got to be careful. She's still got a lot around. He's going to open up with the roll onto XXS. See if he can make this play happen, but the kisses are up. XXS will die, but it's going to cost Noob his life.
They get a trade.
There's a difference between being
Xingqiu claims another.
being feral.
With these sort of kill involvements that he's going to have, he's level 11. He's very soon having this level 2 kisses. And he's doing already so much with level 1.
He's got Pavis, I believe, finished up too to block out the damage from that Medusa, mostly from the Medusa. I think they're starting to just realize that it's going to be the Medusa versus the world very quickly in this game.
Straight into the pit,
addressing everything else.
is there a chance they go for a steal? They do have kind of hook shot and stone gaze at the ready. They could try for a risky sort of move here.
I mean, he's under vision though. Look at the ward they place down. X-Nova, he sees them smoke.
They've got Supernova ready at the waiting as well, so they have got the tools.
Can Omar get the angle?
They've got to try for this Nigma Galaxy, but are they going to be able to do it in time? It's it. Oh, can they get the steal? They can't. Oh, gets the kill, gets the Aegis. And Nigma Galaxy have to run, but a Fisher from XXS will stop them by having any chances of retreat. They tried and they were so close to getting the timing, but Arme stands strong and claims the Aegis.
One of the cleanest early games I've seen from XG. Just pretty much no mistakes coming out from any of them. Quick moves, super early Roshan, pre-Tormentor as well. And Ame, as you said, that Basher, it's pretty much so early. Dusa, SF, with these heroes, if you can get on top of them early, very difficult, but if you have Bash as well, they can't even turn and stand their ground. Ghost starting to also fall behind. A 2K difference almost between him and Ame now. Sumail just yet to be able to get really involved. He, of course, has that one kill from earlier, but besides that, just difficult for him. So much magic damage. He's going for the blink next. It feels like he has to go all in, but maybe does have to change the build a little also. We'll have to see what he wants to do.
And it really is just, as you mentioned earlier, so much pressure on either Noob or Omar to find some sort of hook shot or raw setup. Because without that,
there's just no stun.
You can't make the plays. You can't have a chance at trying to take down a puck. Another freebie.
Really?
It's a beatdown so far. Hook shot trying to catch somebody here, but off the mark. 60 seconds cooldown.
How on earth do you catch this puck?
I mean, he has Blink Dagger now. Max phase shift. He almost has to make a mistake for you to get any type of catch. And Noob, he will lose the Overlord. Jinq will claim that 250 gold. That's the Solar Crest done as well. Shard plus Solar Crest done. 706 on this Snapfire.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trying to play around Noob with his Overlord timing, but they just, I mean, as soon as the creep showed, they killed it. So first one is gone. 30 seconds, that Tormentor play. XG already starting to prepare themselves for it. And for Nigma, I mean, they cannot fight there. Right? The egg is going to get addressed. Sumail very likely to just get exploded from all the spell combos that they have, the crazy team fight. So might just have to give this one up.
There, Malrine spaces it so he can burrow strike in to take the rune. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't spawn, but Katomi still gets hit by his stun, unable to get off a good nightmare. And now with Skeeter running in,
a little
one grenade, and perhaps, okay, Malrine's gonna cut him off at the pass here and bring him down.
More gold for Malrine, having a tremendous start. Stats will be waiting for him as well. I mean, this is Falcon's Dota. They will always get that triangle stacked up for these AoE clear mid heroes. But overall, a very even laning phase. I mean, this has got to be Pure's best start on the main stage. He doesn't have 6 deaths already. This is looking way better than yesterday, so he's got to be feeling a little more comfortable given the position.
You want to know something? After yesterday's win, in a post-game interview, he said he actually apologized. He said, you know, I'm sorry you had to see that. And he thanked his team, and he said, next game, I'll carry them. He wants to return the favor for his team, who managed to pull through in that clutch series yesterday. They dragged him across the finishing line after he had an incredibly rough first 20 minutes.
I mean, a lot of that was the GPK puck, which earned a first phase ban here. Falcons do not want to mess around with that. And he should have a better series here. This is a guy who has stepped up before and absolutely can do it again.
We've got a little stack clearing. This is, I mean, every TI stacking is part of the meta, but it feels like particularly important for Falcons, who have been playing the Sand King and the Earthshaker so much. What's the game plan? Because right now it doesn't seem like BB team are trying to contest at all. They've just let Malrine have all this.
The trade-off could have been the DK pushing your mid tower, right? DK is a hero that can punish stack takers by just putting the tier 1 pressure on if heroes can rotate into him.
Yeah.
BB team didn't feel comfortable pulling supports off the side lanes to make that kind of play. Maybe GBK doesn't want to go up there with Sand King off the map. Doesn't want to risk a bad death in this early game, but at the same time, you're not using this Dragon form to put some early pressure on Falcons, so Malrine is getting away with the exact type of game plan he wants right now, and we saw what he was all chatting yesterday. You got to ban this Sand King against me, or I'm going to win every game. If he all chats it again, at what point do you take this hero away from him? At what point do you start to say, there's too many heroes to ban against this team? in general.
What's with Pure? Okay, yeah, switched it over to a normal Radiance build, which is what I would expect. He's going to use an early Infest here.
See, there's your stack contest.
Somehow, I guess taking one creep. Slowing down bit by bit. A quick burst here on Kataomi, as Falcons were very well set up for that one. Had all the information in the world and communicated it. Nice rotations from everyone involved.
Barons are having the slowest game, but Skeeter's going to recover a lot faster here, and Wrath of Nature contributing to the map. Gonna feel nice. Now you can start to look for these Enchantress rotations, either into the mid or the top lane. Start to put pressure on BB team in terms of having a numbers advantage. You leave heroes alone on the lane, they're gonna be very susceptible.
Have you seen that one before? The Helmet Dom into being used to break the Bristleback early? That's funny.
It's a little touch.
Grab here, pulling him out, but Maureen got the kill on Pure. It's got to be a trade-off here. They have to get a kill on Skeeter. He's already been cut away from that bushwhack. Awkward little play there. BB team, did they cut down the wrong tree?
That was just awkward in general. I don't even know if you have the damage for him. That's 1,000 HP Furion. He's just gonna TP out of here.
He's getting out, crits away. No catch here from BB team. The best they can get out of this is the tower, which thanks to GBK, they should be able to do so, but it's still a trade-off.
I don't know, Maureen, he has other plans. He has Epi available.
Oh, he spotted immediately. And he's going to get that Sandstorm in front of the wave here. GBK, do you really want to commit to this? They do manage to get the dust, pulling the Sand King out of position here. No bushwhack.
Just wants the tower.
Maybe go for the Ringmaster, trying so hard to get this tower, but it's just going to be denied.
Their own
BB team, they're getting nothing out of this. No kills, no tower.
Top tower
and they lost Pure in that trade off top, whereas ATF.
Middle tower.
Even curse.
Right.
If I gets in and kind of putting his kit in the bash on the first or second hit, he'll be able to put it.
It's also in the draft of XG. By the offlaner of XG as well. You know, it's just not getting.
Can Nigma Galaxy turn this one around?
I believe it was old after Farm X to get any type of item. He'll be able to get the Requiem off, but there is. Yeah, he is just very like.
If I gets in and kind of putting his kit in the bash on the first or second hit, he'll be able to put a stop to that.
Sure, and there's a golem actually, so they're probably still can interrupt that as well too, but we'll give him at least a little more protection versus the crazy amount of magic damage that's also in the draft of XG. But one of the more uphill battles, it feels like, for Nigma, as Ghost just now getting surpassed by the offlaner of XG as well.
Still just have to do the best to avoid extreme gaming completely.
They're looking to close this game out. Sumail might just be caught here. They see absolutely he can do is sort of wait. With the initial jump from XG. The final racks. Will kick in, but the top wave coming in shortly.